For a little while now, Merlin has been sitting in the #1 team in the game. Festival Merlin, we all know her. Not many of us love her. And yet, she is the most underrated unit in the game. Now you can argue that, seemingly, Goddess Liz is also in this team. But I made a poll on the community tab and asking who's the absolute best regular fest. So I didn't want to mention the Holy War festivals because I only had for these like polls I only have 5 slots. That's why I didn't even put Festival King here, and because it's Festival King. But yeah, I asked who's the best regular festival, and only 4% of people voted for Merlin. She almost lost to Lost Vein. And this I'm talking about PvP. Like Lost Vein is better in PvE than Merlin. Like he is really good for clearing stages, right? But we're talking about PvP here, and real Merlin almost lost to Lost Vein, coming in second to last place here. Only behind Goddess Liz, which again, fair enough, it's on the team. Purgatory Bond, only 13%, and the one Escanor with a tremendous 70%. Bruh, that is a lot. It was at 69 yesterday, now it's 70%. So, as you can see, not many people are fans of Merlin. And why is that? Why is that Merlin is the most underrated character in the game? Now, I think it's not the player's fault here. Of course, the people have voted, they're the ones counting, what they think, but the reason why they think like this is Netmarble's fault. The reason why Merlin is the most underrated character in the game is also partially my fault, but it's Netmarble's fault for the most part. Merlin started off with a terrible impression, just like Margaret. You remember the reveal stream? By the way, Merlin released in February. Let's keep that in mind. Remember the reveal stream for Merlin? She looked horrible. She did not look good, especially side to side with the one. The one looked better. And that was a big issue because from then, like until now, right? Every festival that has come out looked like the best unit in the game on the reveals. Lost Vein, I don't remember if they revealed him PvP. I don't think they did, but Lost Vein was the best unit in the game when he came out. And then Goddess Liz was arguably also the best unit in the game when she came out. Festival King was the best unit in the game when he came out. I don't want to hear it. He was. Not anymore, like he's horrible these days, but his team was the best team in the game. For PvP, of course, and he was also really good for PvE with his ultimates. So Festival King, on the reveal, what they did was they were brilliant with the execution of the reveal because they put the Festival King team with Hendrickson, which came out on the same banner, and put him up against the current best team in the game, which was Blue Skinny King, Goddess Liz, and Lost Vein Meliodas, and he absolutely obliterated that team, making so everyone knows, by the way, this new festival character is gonna obliterate the current meta. And from then, it's like, okay, Festival King is good. Let's summon for him. And then after Festival King was the one, wasn't it? Has to have been. It was the one, which again, it's the one. Even if they didn't make any gameplay reveal for him, it didn't matter. It was the one. It was hype because it was the one. So that one is like, it doesn't even matter. Even if he was bad, he would be good. And that's how it would be. And he was the best unit in the game. Like, it's just, like, you can argue, oh, Goddess Liz to the best unit in the game. I don't care. The one was broken. And then Merlin. Merlin was the first festival character they had a bad reveal for. Now, I don't remember if Assault Melee had gameplay reveal. Festivals Elders did not have gameplay reveal because they knew that guy was not good. Bon, I recall, did, and Bon, he looked good. Like it was Bon, but Bon at release just looked super impressive, right? And he is. He still is. He's still really good, even if Margaret. They didn't have any gameplay review for Kusak, but Margaret also had gameplay review, and she looked bad. They made her look bad. And this is also why I feel like a lot of people are also still underestimating Margaret, even though she got buffed, right? She's so, like, she's broken now. But here's step one. Merlin was the first festival to have a bad gameplay review. And you know what? That really contributed, because a lot of people skipped Merlin. She only became good when the ReZero characters came out. But like, remember I said February was this gameplay review, and then 25th was when she came out. She has not come back on GP for almost 6 months. 6 months. February is the second month of the year, of course. 25th, we're in the 22nd of August right now, by the time I'm recording this video, and she has not come back a single time, because we've only had one other festival by then, which was Festival Ban. Like after Merlin, they released, of course, Executioner Zeldris, which was a Holy War festival, so she couldn't be on that banner. Stupid, because I think they should just only have one festival lineup, but okay. And then, you know, they had a collab, then they had Bond, and Merlin was not on Bond's banner, because Merlin was the most recent festival, technically. And then we had, you know, all this stuff, and then we had a Holy War festival, again, here in July. And then, 2 weeks later, we had another Holy War festival. They did the double Holy War festival back to back, so Merlin hasn't come back in 6 months, which means, man, it means that, like, if you start playing, I was just thinking, like, if you started playing the game, you know, when Bond came out for the 2nd anniversary, you couldn't even have had, you know, ReZero characters or Merlin. There was no way of you knowing that she's even good. You know, like, there's no way. But with that aside, right? Let's just talk about the fact that the only reason why Merlin is even good, like, if she's on the top team, is because she has on her side 2 characters that released once and might never come back. Emilia and Ram. Now, I think that, you know, you don't need Emilia 6-6 if you want to just grind PvP and get to the max rank. Like, if you're gonna play top 100, where people are insane on CC, and you might need all the firepower you need, then yeah, you might need 6-6. But I think, you know, if you really just are grinding for the wins and you want to get to the max rank for, you know, diamonds or PvP coins, having Emilia 1-6 is good enough. And Ram, you know, then you're gonna have, you know, Ram and Emilia, and maybe 1-6, you're gonna be missing out on a lot of CC. While, you know, for example, the one, Goddess Liz, which is part of his team, came out so many times by now. She was on Lost Vein wasn't her banner, sorry. She was on King's banner. She was on the One's banner. Was she in Bun's banner? She was not in Bun's banner. She was in Merlin's banner. It's like she came out so many times, and yet Merlin hasn't come back yet. Because they decided, oh, now we're not going to release all festivals in the festival banners, we're just going to release certain festivals. Because that's how we operate here at Netmarble. So I think, personally, that Merlin is the most underrated character in the game, and it's Netmarble's fault. If Merlin was more accessible to players, I think that the percentage here of people who voted for Merlin would not be 4%. And I don't want to sway the votes. The voting is done, even though it's still open. For me, this is the final results. This should be, I think, 15 to 20%. Because I think, personally, that, you know, knowing that Merlin is on the best team, she deserves to either be close to Ascona. I feel like Ascona should be a little lower. Goddess Liz should be, like, side to side with Merlin. Melly should have like no votes. And then Ban, honestly, I feel like all festivals are pretty comparable. Ban, his team is really good, but if you play global, it's still like probably, you know, the second best team in the game. But second or third, like the thing is, Ban's team is very, 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 very luck based. If you get unlucky with Ban's team, it's just very inconsistent. You're gonna lose. While the one's team is a little more consistent, I feel like. So of course, you know, 70%. I feel like all these four, like, I feel like the one should always win because it's the one. Like, no matter what my opinion is on who's the best, he would win. He is the one Escanor. Of course, he's the most hyped character in the series. But Merlin, Goddess Liz, and Purgatory Bond should be like here, all very close. And the one should be a little above. Again, I think Merlin's better than the one currently on JP PvP because with all the blue units around, Merlin's phenomenal for countering them. But let's take that aside. Let's be reasonable. People are going to vote for the one. So, I forgot to say why I contribute to Merlin's demise. After the gameplay review, I thought Merlin was just bad. And even after the ReZero characters came out, and I knew Merlin was good, like I was like, okay, this is the best in the game. I didn't even put her on the max tier because I knew Merlin only works with one team. Let's wait to see if more units come out to make her more reliable on other teams as well. Now, she works pretty decent with Ludocio, not anyone, with the old Ludocio. She works pretty decent with the new one, just because Margaret is broken, but she works pretty decent with the old Ludocio because, you know, she does so much damage to blue units, but it's not something I would consider consistent, while, you know, this team is very consistent. And you don't see this team very often because, again, very exclusive characters. So, you know, it contributed to me being like, okay, Merlin is really good, but she has one team. I think that, you know, maybe I should wait for more units to come out, but really, if the team is number one every week, she might as well be in the broken tier. So, like, I contributed to her not, you know, being there, because from the beginning, I've been, you know, thinking, oh, Merlin's that girl who got absolutely demolished by the one. So it's like, yeah, I also was victim, quote unquote, of the initial live stream. Thankfully, I think that you know, Margaret, for me, in my head, hasn't been ruined by the live stream because I knew already ahead of time, given this one, that the people who play these matches don't really know what they're doing. Because what happens is, for what I can tell, the devs set the teams for them, for them to play, right? And I think that the devs don't try all the options. Like it was like, okay, it's really simple to put like King with the new Hendrickson because you made them for each other, but when you're releasing only one character, they're like, okay, let's just pair up Merlin with the two other most used characters in the game. That should work. Oh, and let's make them face Merlin. Let's not make them face the current PvP meta. Let's make them face Merlin. Why not? It's just dumb. And it was the same thing for Margaret. It's like, okay, let's make her face Ban because Ban is the most used, like, it's the meta team right now. That was pretty smart. But let's not give her the best team for her. Let's give her Goddess... Was it Goddess Liz and Tarmiel? Or was it Sauriel and Tarmiel? I don't remember. Which is not her best team. I think her best team is with Green Galfer. So it's like, you know, the devs don't really know, I think, you know, what the PvP meta really is, or what's about to become with the new units that come out. And then they buffed her, of course. After buffing, it's like, okay, now my impressions are brand new. Of course, it's a brand new unit almost. But yeah, so don't underestimate Merlin. When she comes back, it's like, I can't even recommend you to summon for her. If you have Emilia, summon for her if she comes back, if she's a featured unit in the banner. But it's like, can I even like recommend you to summon for her if you don't have Emilia? No, I can't. She only works because of Emilia. So please either re-release the ReZero collab or make more support for her. Because very exclusive support for her like that doesn't work. Majority of people are not going to be able to use her. Anyways, that's my video. I just want to vent something.